Okay, so I'm live on the internet. Let's let's turn the autofocus off on the camera so that way nobody gets annoyed because there's nothing worse than seeing me out of focus. There we go. Cool. So this is my first hangout on air. Huh. So let's see what's going on in the edtech chat. What's going on? Hmm. Let's try some live. Hmm. So let's go over to tchat.io. I think this is sharing. And maybe we'll see if somebody shows up. What apps do I have available in here? Let's see. We have the Q&A app, so people might ask me questions. The cameraman, I don't need that. I'm not going to share my desktop. Let's see what we got. We got it's 8:30 here on the East Coast, and it's December 8th, 2014. Let's head over to edtechchat, which is happening live on Twitter. I'm just kind of jumping in now and trying this out. So let's see. A lot of activity. Let's hide the retweets. I like to do that on tchat.io, and that is my preferred chat client there. So I don't know. This is interesting. I don't know what value this video has. I'm just kind of looking at the platform here. But this is pretty cool. How could I share this with more people? Links. Events page. Trying to talk live in the chat. Much. Oh, so if I paste that. Try it again. Let's sign into this. Authorize the app. That's always fun. I'm just glad the camera's working because it wasn't working yesterday when I was attempting to be on the Tech Educator podcast. So let's see. Oops. The chat is up to question 3. This is actually pretty cool. Maybe this will inspire me to do some video work. I don't know. Question 4. What advice would you offer to a school interested in starting a student tech team? Best practices, things to avoid. And that question comes in from Jonathan Werner, who is on Twitter at Main School Tech. Huh. Oh, I have a viewer. That's cool. Hello, viewer. If you have a question or you want to contribute to a conversation, feel free to, I guess, post a question, tweet me a question. I don't know. This is new. This is normally teachercast.net territory, doing something live. I don't have a fancy background. I do have a new microphone. So what's going on? Be cool if I could take calls. I could, but I'm not hooking my phone up. Oh, there's no viewers now. That was quick. Hmm. This is a wild experiment. Cameraman, what does that do? Sure. Broadcast a large video that I see to my audience and hide the other video feeds. No. Okay. Interesting. What's this? Okay, so I can mute users. This is cool. Let's try and refocus that camera. There we go. What else is going on in here? There's a lot of things to do in this chat. Interesting. Ooh, another viewer. I wish I could talk right to the viewers. Well, I guess I am technically. I do have the Q&A feature enabled, and now there's no viewers. Let's see what happens. What else can I put on the screen? Hangout toolbox. Let's see. Oh, I could put up my lower third. Let's see. I already had it. Nice. Thanks for favoriting that, Sue. I got at least one viewer. I have no idea what I'm doing. Again, live is usually Jeff Bradbury and TeacherCast thing, but I have a new computer set up. I have the camera, I got the new microphone, the new arm. So why not try some new technology? That's what EdTech is all about. Why not? Just as I say in the podcast, using technology isn't difficult unless it's live. Just give it a try. But this is fun. I have no idea who's watching. Well, I got two people. That's neat. Maybe a question will come in on the Q&A. I'm not really sure how it works, but again, you can't be afraid to try technology. I'm monitoring edtechchat on tchat.io, which is a great free website that basically turns your Twitter chat into a chat. So that's pretty cool. And what else is here? I could do the screen share, but there's no reason to. I don't need to change the camera. There's no other participants. But this is fun. This is actually very cool. Very cool. What's going on in the Twitter chat? I do like Susan for coming to check it out. I don't know if she's the one who's still watching, but yeah, this is cool. For the one viewer who is checking this out, if you don't know me, I am the host of the House of EdTech podcast, which can be found over on my website, chrisnesi.com. And I just released episode number 25, where I talked to Dr. Spike Cook about his Corwin Connected Educator Leadership book. Connected Leadership, it's just a click away. And it was a really good conversation with Spike, where he talked about his book and the mindset that you need to have to use use technology in education. And it was a great conversation. And it was a lot of fun. It would be cool to invite people into this and have more than just me kind of rambling on, but have a live discussion about ed tech during the chat. To my one viewer who's looking at this right now, send me a tweet at Mr. Nesi, and maybe I can bring you on here if you have a webcam, and we can kind of chat a little bit, talk about what's going on. That would be fun. Live unscripted internet programming. That's what it's all about. But I guess not talking, that's how you lose viewers. But I still have one. So I am thankful that you are checking this out. Again, feel free to tweet me at Mr. Nesi. The Twitter's right there in the lower third. And I'd love to know who you are, what you think. Is this something that's possible? Would people want to see somebody talking during a Twitter chat, or kind of maybe bringing on the moderators and taking Twitter chats to another level? I don't know. It's just an idea that I've been kind of toying with in my mind. I do listen to a lot of podcasts that run live. For example, Podcasters Roundtable over at podcastersroundtable.com is a podcast that's not about how to podcast, but rather it is a show about like the whys and the hows, well, not the hows, but the who, what, where, whens, and the intricacies of podcasting. So this is worth checking out. I really need to get a second monitor. It's tough to go back and forth between these windows because I'm not used to looking at you. So I feel silly looking down here, but it's kind of neat. It's also tough to monitor the actual Twitter conversation because you're concerned about being on camera and making sure you don't look like an idiot. But hey, I'm putting myself out there. Oh, 2 viewers. If you're one of the 2 people watching this right now, oh, well, it just went back to 1. Again, send me a tweet, Mr. Nesi. I'd love to know who you are, what you think. I'm not used to monologuing. This is probably why I could never be, on the radio. Because this is it's a little scary, but it's fun. There's a thrill to this. Question 5 from Jennifer Sheffer. What are the unique benefits and or challenges that arise from student tech teams in one-to-one environments? Well, I would think you'd run into the issue of students who they're on the tech team, but maybe they're not as well versed in technology, and maybe they don't take it seriously, or they're fooling around, or they're not on task the same way that adults would be. But I assume that when you're vetting those students, you are putting the best possible students, to do the jobs. And I think it's valuable that you include students the same way that we want to include teachers in professional development. It's a good idea to have students working with other students, almost the each one teach one mentality. And that's very worth it. So that's my answer to question 5. I'd love to know what you think. Let's get the link. Let's tweet that out again. Well, he's got the events page. We got the YouTube page. Let's do the event page. Copy. Paste that over. Try that. Again, I got 2 viewers. At maybe one of you, maybe a real person. I don't know. I don't know what that means, but we're learning. So let's see. I'm not watching. I'm in it. I don't know who Kiki Pie is, but if you're watching, thank you. If you're a teacher, throw that in there. Greetings from Brazil. Thank you, Luciano. Are you a teacher? I'm a teacher. That's why I'm kind of playing with the technology here. Greetings from Brazil. Okay, this is interesting because I can see the questions coming in. I see some comments. Okay, so Luciano, you teach language and you're also trying to get acquainted with Google Hangouts on air. I just do a podcast. It's an audio podcast. The only live work I do is, again, over on teachercast.net on the Tech Educator podcast. Well, even as a senior systems analyst, everybody's a teacher in some way. Hey, Alex, glad you can see me. Can you hear me? This might be taking Twitter chats to another level. So who knows? But it is definitely an interesting experience. But Alex, you can submit, I guess if I share out the events page, then people can submit questions. This page, I'll throw that in Twitter. I'll respond to yours. Feel free to share that out. And by having the Google Hangouts on air screen open, people can submit questions on the page that I can see in the broadcast window. What happens if I refresh this page? Then again, this is the events page. Okay, those comments would come in there. I guess if you start to watch, then you can interact because I am accepting questions. So if you're on Google Plus and you're checking this out, I guess you just have to submit. Okay. Glad you found the Q&A section, Alex. Um, by the way, it was great to meet you at EdCamp, New Jersey back in November. It was a great event. Okay, now I know what this means. So it shows me that Alex responded yes to the event, which means he should now be seeing it and then have the ability to come on in and ask questions, however that looks. Again, this is the first time I'm attempting to do this. And again, usually it's not difficult to do this. I'm not going to break Google Hangouts. If I did, I know they would call me and say, "Hey, you want a job?" But we don't have to worry about that. Somebody just responded, maybe to attend this event, which is happening now. Alex, do you have a webcam? You want to come on? We can do a little you and me back and forth bantering about the world that is ed tech. Could be fun. I wonder if I could invite you out. Alex, let's see. Let's pull up that screen. Okay, so I see your comment. Select, what does that mean? Selecting question. I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, so that brings it up in the corner there. All right, done. Commenting right along with. I don't know what the live page looks like. How can I add people? Can I add people? Add apps. Add people. Let's try this. There we go. Let's try this. Quiet invitation. I don't know what that means. So we'll try a loud invitation. Invitation posted. 2 viewers talking about edtechchat here, December 18th, 2014. Guess I'm kind of going to default to what I know about radio, which is nothing. I'm going to try not to laugh at my jokes. Alex, I did send that invitation, so whatever you have to check, whether it's your Gmail or checking on Google Plus, then I should see you pop in here. This is crazy. Three viewers. Feel free to ask questions. Feel free to hop in. Tweet me. The Twitter handle is right there. Mr. Nesi, let me know you're watching. Or hop in here to the live. That one. Checking now. Okay. So, Mr. Podchaski may be joining me from the great state of New Jersey, fellow ed tech enthusiast. So, maybe we'll keep the conversation. Well, that's my whole thing. Keep the conversation going. Here. Sharing the chat. View. Going. Roundtable. I want to paste that. Again. Okay, I see Alex down in the corner there. Let me just grab that link. And Bring him in. Learning. All right, let's see what happens. Show in broadcast. No, that's not what I want. Do I? How do I bring it in? Cameraman. Camera settings, control board. All right, Alex, I see you down at the bottom of my screen. How do I bring you in? I think you're in the broadcast.
Now I can unmute my phone, my microphone.
Hey, welcome. How you doing tonight?
Okay. Figure I can't let you do this all alone if you're going to be doing it during edtechchat. So.
No, this is cool. Thanks for hopping on.
No problem. You've got much more cooler equipment than I do, though. I'm just staring at my Mac. You've got your headphones and your microphone and everything.
But some would say I'm still staring at a PC and not a Mac. So.
Yeah. That doesn't matter as much.
And you have children.
Yes. Actually, that's we are fostering. So that's her first broadcast, first public announcement even.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm looking at all the cool effects for all the other stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
So I can put,
we're not going to break the technology, so just kind of play with it.
Yeah. If you're gonna teach, you got to teach like a pirate, right?
Exactly.
There we go.
I do feel like I'm on the end of a plank right now.
That sort of works.
So have you been since camp?
There we go. Got my pirate patch, got my pirate hat.
That's great.
And I can still see all the... I just pulled up the questions and answers. I can see them.
Awesome.
I can't submit any, which is interesting. There's questions and answered questions.
That is because you're now in the Hangout, you can see what other people would be posting from the public. So that's what you're seeing.
Oh, see now, did you turn on the group chat for all the other people? Because I can now group chat with you, or with at least somebody.
Group chat is for people, it's for us behind the scenes.
Oh, there we go.
So this is just...
So just the cool kids.
Just the cool kids here at the pool. Do you think there's a future for broadcasting live during Twitter chats?
We've done it a couple of times.
Okay.
We did it once, I think, for I forget who we did it with. I know we did it on our 1-year anniversary. We did a Twitter chat, and luckily we pre-programmed the whole chat, and no one was paying attention because we were having way too much fun to keep up with tweeting for about half the chat.
That's right, and you are one of the moderators of edtechchat, so...
Yeah. So we did it. We did do it the one time, but there's not a... I want to start using this myself for some other projects that I do for COSIN to try and get small school districts linked together. But haven't had much of a chance to play with it, so I figured this was as good a chance as any. I'm starting to not like me with...
just jump right in.
Yeah. I'm getting rid of my gear. And it sounds like I may have to run shortly.
That's okay.
With the crag in the background.
I'm a parent.
So, all right, let me go take care of that and then jump back on the chat. But this was fun. Now you're going to have to send me directions on how you added me, or I'll have to do this in reverse and try hosting and see if I can add you.
Very cool.
All right. Have a good rest of your evening.
You too, Alex. Good to see you.
Good seeing you. Bye.
All right. So thank you to Alex for hopping on, one of the moderators, and I assume one of the co-founders of edtechchat. Now, if I could get Susan Bearden to hop on here, that would be fun. Microphone envy. Don't let that stop you. Don't let that stop you at all. In fact, I'm going to attempt to invite you. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click add a person, and I'm going to find you on Google. Let's bring you right in. So that was cool. Now I know how my my quasi-internet friend Ray Ortega feels over on the Podcasters Roundtable. Still have 2 viewers, so the viewership has not decreased completely to 0. So thank you for watching. And again, send me a Twitter message, Mr. Nesi on Twitter. Let me know who you are, where you're from. You're welcome to ask a question using the Q&A feature here on Google Hangouts on air. Oh, I think we got somebody. Let's see, show in broadcast. And then she could unmute her microphone. There we go. Oh, muted again. Susan, I can see you, and if you said something, I'm sure I could hear you.
Hello?
There you are.
I was watching you guys earlier, but I couldn't. Am I live?
Yeah, you're welcome to the world.
Well, thank you.
I'm just kind of playing around with Google Hangouts. And,
They're awesome.
Yeah, this is my, well, I do stuff with TeacherCast, but this is my first go at it on my own.
There you are.
Oh, you're hitting the delay, which makes you sound a little bit slow. Oh, you're watching. Okay, you're watching in 2 places, Susan. Are you listening in 2 places?
Not anymore.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Old school Veronica.
Okay, now we're good. Okay. There was a pop-up window that came up. Okay, I think that's it.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm just playing with the technology. Bored here on a Monday night.
Mm-hmm. How can you be bored? It's Ed Tech Chat time.
Well, the chat's not boring, but just sitting there and typing. This is a lot more fun because it's live. Anything could happen.
Absolutely.
So what was the main theme topic? Because I came in about 8:30 on tonight's chat.
Oh, student tech teams. It's been a great chat. We've had Jen Sheffer and Jonathan Werner and Andy Sinek have been our guest moderators tonight, and they've been doing a terrific job. It's been a great chat.
It looked very lively.
It was great.
What is your?
I'm just trying to finish. I'm trying to like talk to you and to keep an eye on the chat at the same time, which is wrapping up right now. What were you saying?
I was going to say, what is your Twitter chat tool of choice?
TweetDeck. Definitely for moderating chats, TweetDeck is the best tool I've found. If I am have to participate on a mobile device for whatever reason, I'll usually just use the native Twitter client. But obviously, it's much easier to do it on a computer.
Oh, absolutely. My thumb can only move so fast.
Correct. And definitely, it's difficult to moderate a chat on a mobile device. I've done it, but it's difficult.
I like TweetDeck. That's what I use to manage most of my Twitter. But then when I'm not a big, I've only moderated one chat. But when I participate, I use I just found tchat.io. And I used to use TweetChat, but that I found was a little bit slow.
Twubs is another tool I've seen used. I've experimented with a lot of stuff, but I always keep coming back to TweetDeck.
I usually use I'll have them both open if I have the two monitors going, so I can see what the whole world is saying, and then I'll use TweetDeck to monitor who I follow and who follows me. So it's like a chat within a chat. Right.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, I've had, and actually that's one of the nice things about TweetDeck. I mean, it allows you to do side conversations really well.
Thank God for columns.
Yes. This is great. I'm just catching up on the stuff that people have posted. This is great resources tonight. This was awesome.
I'm sorry I'm distracting you.
No, it's okay. We're just finishing up. It's just been such a... Here, I'm just retweeting. No, it was a great... Tonight was a great chat. And this is something, it was about student tech teams, which is something I would love to do, but it's difficult at my school because our students don't have study halls. And we're college prep, so they are completely overbooked anyway. So finding time for students to fit something like that into their schedule is a challenge.
So how could it work, do you think?
We do have a great computer science program. We have a full-time computer science teacher. She has an intro to computer science course that includes, how computers work and all that kind of stuff. I actually would have a great source of students to be in a student help desk, but probably it would have to be maybe run through as part of her class. I'm not sure how else I would do it. This is her first year teaching 5 computer science classes, so maybe in the next year or two we'll have opportunities to do more with the students. I do have students who help me out during the summer.
Is that a large student crew, I guess, that you have?
No, we just have one student who help out and just re-imaging machines and doing maintenance, and because that's our busy time is during the summer, because that's when we deploy all our new equipment.
And does that one student have a lot of responsibility, or?
Yes, and they have to be pretty self-directed because we're very busy.
I can only imagine, says somebody who wants to be a tech director.
Yeah, summers are pretty busy. Well, and I mean, and we're 2 campuses, but usually we're deploying or doing maintenance on just doing stuff on our PCs is a big deal, or if we're doing another big deployment like replacing projectors or anything that's really kind of labor intensive, we have to plan our summers very, very carefully.
A good strategy in education. Using
Yes.
the time wisely.
Absolutely.
Now, Alex was saying that you guys used to or have attempted in the past to kind of live stream or broadcast the chat.
Yeah, we did a chat once. I'm trying to remember. It might have been our anniversary chat. I don't remember.
I think
It was the only challenge that we had. Well, the biggest challenge we had was that because edtechchat is such a fast-moving chat, it was difficult to try and do both at once, as a moderator anyway. And unlike some of my students, I don't consider myself to be a fabulous multitasker. So I think we'd almost have to do it where it would be like 1 or 2 people would be, definitely kind of in charge of monitoring the actual chat, and other people would be more focused on the Google Hangout. I think that would be the best way to make it work.
Oh, like the on-air hosts, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly.
And how's the weather in Florida?
Actually, it's rainy today and getting a little more chilly. Of course, chilly by our standards is not the same as what everybody else's standards are. But yeah, today was cloudy and rainy all day, which is actually quite unusual for us. We don't usually just have like gray, depressing, rainy days. But today was one of them. So, and I'm wearing a sweater, which, wish we needed it.
Now, I'm not slick enough to pull up a Google Maps, but where is Melbourne in relation to Tampa?
Basically, right across the state.
Okay.
So, flies as the crow flies. It's just due east, pretty much. So we're on the East Coast, about 3 hours north of Miami.
Gotcha.
In the
Okay.
Kennedy Space Center.
I'll be spending my Christmas holiday in Tampa, so.
Oh, cool.
I hope it's not cold and rainy.
Hopefully not. Probably it'll be nicer. I mean, this time of year you never know. But yesterday or 2 nights ago it was like insanely hot and humid. So the weather can be a little inconsistent in the wintertime, but it probably won't be too cold. Besides, my definition of cold is not the same as a northerner's definition of cold. My definition of cold is 60 degrees. That's not what most normal people consider cold.
No, and I'm Italian, so it even has to get colder yet for me as well.
There you go. All right, well, listen, I'm gonna hang up. I want to finish up the chat, but this was great. I'm so glad that we were able to connect via GHO.
Absolutely, thank you so much, and it was great to finally meet you.
All right, likewise. Take care. Have a great night.
You too, Susan. Bye-bye. So that was very cool. I totally lost track of the questions and answers here on the side. Still no questions, but I still have 2 viewers. Who knows who you are? But let's send out a little something. Do it. Jay, there we go. It's really learn to be able to talk and type. Cool. I'm not apologizing, so I'm just going to do what I got to do. So where was I? Fun for... And we'll throw that tweet out there to the whole world. Very neat. 2 viewers. This is cool. Where's my main man, Jeff? Maybe he'll come outside and play. And the Jeff I'm referring to is the one and only Jeff Bradbury from teachercast.net, a great free PD website for teachers to help other teachers. And Jeff has a number of podcasts that are fantastic content. First and foremost, the Tech Educator podcast, which is live at Camp Shore. All right. This is cool. I've been added to the Ed Camp Shore group, which is going to be hopefully planning an Ed Camp Jersey Shore coming in the summer of 2015. And my good friend Natalie Franzi has invited me. So that's cool. Thank you, Natalie. people are watching the chat. How many viewers? 2 viewers. I wish I knew who you guys were. Send me a tweet. Put a question in. Let me know you're out there. Let's see. Jeff. Are you busy? Let's see what Jeffrey says. So real quick, a little bit about me because, well, there's nobody talking to me but me. Once again, I am the host of the House of EdTech podcast over on chrisnesi.com. It is a bi-weekly podcast, and things are going on the screen. The House of EdTech is the podcast that explores how technology is changing the way teachers teach and the impact that technology is having in education. And my motto is, and I've said it a couple times here in the last, almost hour, whether you use it or not, technology is changing the way we teach and how our students learn. And it's also not difficult. Just give it a try. So, Jeff, I'm broadcasting live through Google Hangouts. Live is one of Jeff's favorite words. Thank you, Robert. I assume that EdCamp SWCT has something to do with Southwestern Connecticut. Correct me if I'm wrong. Do that with a question or a tweet. I could turn off tchat.io. Let's send Jeff a link. He'll love this. Hey, Jeff. Maybe you're not too busy, Mr. Bradbury. Let's see. Edge. 2 viewers. Oh, wait a second. Answered questions. There he is.
What's going on?
Jeff Bradbury. Welcome to my makeshift internet broadcast.
Is anybody watching?
There's at least one other person. I don't know if it's you.
Okay. That would have been good to know before I got on video here.
Well, I said I'm broadcasting live. What did you expect?
I'm sitting on my couch getting work done.
That's good. The great Jeff Bradbury, everybody. I've been plugging the network. I've been plugging the podcast, just like you taught me.
Thank you.
I got to talk to Alex Podchaski and Susan Bearden. They hopped on for a couple minutes each. That was fun.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, basically it was 8:30 and I said, "Oh, everybody in my house is asleep. Let me turn on my camera," which I'm sorry I got it to work today as opposed to yesterday.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, this is neat. So I'm just kind of playing around with the technology.
Excellent. I'm sitting here putting blog posts together for the next couple days. And I've got a baby having fun over there.
There's that little guy. Hey, this is a part of your house I've never seen before. That looks nice.
It's my Star Wars collection.
That's a nice Sith head you got there in the case.
Thank you.
Is it a life-size replica?
I've been looking at it for a while, trying to figure out if I can put a trach tube on it.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, he is. He is a Sith Lord.
Maybe one day you'll have like a Waka head over in the display case.
That definitely needs to have a trach tube. Something that allows him to not make any sound.
So what blog posts are you working on?
Is this live? I mean, am I on?
Yeah, you're on.
Well, these aren't conversations for that kind of stuff, man.
Did you have fun on yesterday's Tech Educator podcast?
I had a great time, and that show went up this morning.
Nice. Very cool. Yeah, I did this in conjunction with edtechchat.
Okay.
Neat. So is this the Google Hangout app on your iPhone?
Yes.
Nice. Actually, there's a cool app I should tell you about if you're interested.
We got.
It's called Air Scanner.
Oh, okay.
What it does when you open the app up, it allows you to use the camera on your iPad or iPhone or iPod, and the app gives you an IP address that you can plug into a browser, and then you can see the camera, kind of like a live view, but you can't take pictures, it doesn't record. But if you mount it up, you can have something like a document camera.
Okay.
And I think it's normally $5, but I saw it for free in the App Store.
IP cameras are certainly fun.
Yeah, it's interesting.
That's how our baby monitors work.
But much more fancy, I assume.
All right, I got 2 babies running around right now.
Well, that's good. Thanks for hopping on for a couple seconds.
Yeah. Sorry, man. It's baby time.
No problem. Thank you, Jeff Bradbury.
I'll talk to you later.
See ya. There you go. Okay. Thank you to Jeff Bradbury for hopping on for a few minutes, unexpectedly, not knowing it's live. And normally live is his thing, but sometimes you can catch people on guard when you do the man on the street bit. Except he was man on a couch. Good to see the babies are doing good. Always nice to see families growing. And I think it would be time to maybe cut this off. Let's check a couple more things here. What I will say is, thank goodness I have a new piece of software called Voice Meter, which is a virtual soundboard. And you can check that out at vb-audio.com, or you can just go to voicemeter, meeter.com, and it puts a virtual soundboard mixer on your computer where you can have 2 virtual input channels and output and kind of do some mixing and minusing. But this is cool. And I think we're going to wrap it up. Let's see what I can do here to maybe get fancy. I don't know. We'll see. Let's try a screen share. Oh, I don't have the desktop. Darn it. Oh, wait, can I do a window? Let's see, screen share. All right, we got a window. Okay. I can work with this. Let's go to, let's try this. What's up? So we got a website loading. I've been broadcasting here live for the last hour during edtechchat, which runs 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern on Monday nights. And let's share this to wrap it up. For the House of EdTech, over at chrisnesi.com. I am Christopher Nesi, and this has been a lot of fun. You can check out my podcast, House of Ed Tech. The most recent episode, I spoke to Dr. Spike Cook about his Corwin Connected Educator Series book, Connected Leadership. It is just a click away. And the House of Ed Tech is currently powered by Today's Meet. Check out todaysmeet.com/House of Ed Tech. And you can subscribe to the podcast through iTunes, Stitcher. You can check out the last few episodes on SoundCloud. And I do welcome feedback. My email is feedback@chrisnesi.com. And you can reach me on Twitter at Mr. Nesi, MRNESI. And you can also reach out to me via Voxer. And my username is cnesi4602. Once again, for the House of Ed Tech. Wait. We'll stop sharing. We'll go back to the Hangout screen. Once again, for the House of Ed Tech, I am Christopher Nesi. Episode 26 of the House of Ed Tech comes at you on Sunday, December 21st. It's the big 26th episode, 1-year anniversary. It's going to feature the first ever House of Ed Tech app Smackdown. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to including a lot of your contributions from out in the world. And that's it. I'll see you next time. See ya.